So, I'm making this video. I'm extremely nervous because it's very loaded. It has a lot that I need to say, and hopefully I can get it out, and hopefully it'll help somebody someday, if I decide to post it, that is. I've been going through a lot in the last, I guess 9 months, you'd say. And I went through a really dark period where I didn't know myself. I didn't know how to be happy. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted from life. And that all started when my mom passed away in November from colon cancer. And it was really hard on me and on my family. And when it first happened, I kind of didn't let myself go there. I didn't let myself experience it. And for a while I was okay, but I tried to cover it up with other things that I'm not proud of. And I'm still working on those things to this day. But, gosh, this is so hard. I dealt with a lot of things. I finally started to see somebody who helped me to open up and realize that what I wanted and what life was about. I was at a point in my life where I didn't know what it took to make me happy. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. I was at a place where I couldn't figure out what was right for me, and I felt like I didn't deserve that happiness because of all the things that I had been through, because I was so broken from the damage that had been caused in my life, from losing my mom, from the mistakes that I had made, from hurting other people. I didn't think that I deserved that happiness. And I'm here to tell you that I do, even though I've been through a lot and I've hurt other people. I deserve that happiness just like you do. And I have a great counselor who, gave me some books to read and told me practices that I could use, like yoga, which has really helped me to clear my mind and become, focused on the things that I want. And try to live a healthy lifestyle as possible, journaling and such. And some of the books that she gave me were great. And it talks about being vulnerable. It talks about the shame and guilt that we have when we don't complete the tasks that we want for the day, when we don't feel like we have anything to offer the world, when we feel like our mistakes and our actions determine the happiness that we deserve. And it's not okay. It's not okay. I know that society tells us that, we need to bottle our emotions and that our emotions make us weak, and that, you get into a relationship or you get into a situation with somebody that you really like or that you're really interested in, and what does our society tell you? Show no emotions. Don't get involved. Like, that's not what it's about. In order to have real human connection, you have to have vulnerability. You have to show those things. And those things are what make people connect to you. And that's one reason why I'm doing this video, because it's extremely vulnerable. It's extremely bare. And it's not something I'm comfortable with, but if it helps anybody, then I'm doing something right. And so I'm going through all this, and I found this great video that my counselor gave to me by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it talks about our intention, the power of intention, the things that we intend to do that connect us to our life source, whatever that may be for you, things that keep us pure and keep us happy, that the things that we put out into the universe, like anger and hatred and the things we put out into the universe, anger and hatred and unkindness and bitterness and just plain meanness, those are the things we're going to get back in our lives. And I started to realize that, this life source that he was talking about, that keeps us pure, that keeps the universe going, it's God. And it's not about religion, so don't get me confused there. the happiness that we create for ourselves is a part of the reason why we were created. So when people talk about loving God and living the way that, he wants us to live, it's for our own happiness. You can't, in order to love yourself, you have to love your life source. You have to love where you came from. You have to love how you were created. And it's hard in this society. That's not something that comes easily for us, especially in America. Even when people like you, they undermine you and they're just picking with you. But that's the kind of stuff you hear all the time. When's the last time that you've had a genuine compliment, not over a Facebook status, in person, from your boss or your coworker or, somebody in the Starbucks line, anything like that? It's very rare. And we have this mindset that because we're not pretty enough, or we're not thin enough, or we're not, we don't accomplish all these things. We don't have the right, dress code. We don't have this. And I'm getting a little off here, but you see what I'm saying. If we don't have these things, then, we're unworthy of happiness. And that's not true. Regardless of who you are and where you come from and anything like that, we're all created by the same entity. And that deserves happiness no matter what. And I think the problem that we have is we judge other people because we want to make ourselves feel better about our inconsistencies. And when you do that, that puts the judgment on yourself. That gives somebody else the right to judge you the way you've judged them. And in order for us to get rid of that, we have to learn to love ourselves so that we can in turn love other people. And part of loving ourselves is loving the God that created us. That gives us the happiness. I'm here to tell you I'm living proof of it. I have a long way to go, and I don't feel like... Some days I still feel like I don't deserve the happiness. I don't deserve love. I don't deserve those things that are right as a human being, as a creation. And I struggle every day. I still do things I'm not proud of. And it has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with my own self-esteem. It has to do with my own self-worth. And it's something that I continue to work on every day. But I just want other people to know that, the things that you find flawed about yourselves, the things that scare you to be vulnerable, the conversations that you haven't had yet with people that you need to have, the afraidness, it's all links to your shame and vulnerability. People are afraid to be vulnerable in this day and time. And like I said, loving yourself and loving God is all part of that. And sometimes I feel like, who am I to share this with somebody? But that's what I'm learning, is I have the right to say my experience and what I've been through. And if that helps somebody else, then damn, I'm doing something, Whereas before, I felt like I couldn't help anybody. Who am I to tell somebody, give advice because I've screwed up royally? But anyways, back to loving yourself and dealing with our culture of keeping our vulnerability to ourselves and dealing with our shame. I found this great Bible verse, and it's just it's helped me recently. And I was actually looking for Bible verses about anger because I still have a lot of anger towards people in my life that I need to get rid of, that I need to learn how to forgive because it's not helping me in any positive way in my life. So, but I stumbled upon this, and I think it's great for exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to be Romans 12. Oh, this is a Message Bible, so it's a little off. Romans 12:2. It says, "Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize what He wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings the best out of you, develops well-formed maturity in you. And I have a new outlook on this, on the Bible, on God, on all of it, because I've realized that it's not about religion. It's not about following a set of rules. It's not about, oh, I shouldn't have said that cuss word today, or oh, I shouldn't have told that white lie to somebody. Yeah, you shouldn't have done it, but it's about learning to love ourselves through that. And the way to do that is to love, like I said, love our Creator, love the person who created us, because we are created to be great, and the more that you give back to that life source and you keep the connection between you and your life source, between you and God clean, the happier you're going to be. All the things in your life that you want are going to be yours. You're going to be able to attain it. You're going to be able to see yourself in the position that you want, or having the life that you want, and you're going to be able to accomplish those things if you pursue, you pursue your life source, you pursue that. So, and like I said, I've come from a very dark place, and I still, even as I'm making this, feel like, who am I to share a video on the internet for all my family and friends, but, and I still make mistakes. I still do things that I don't, I'm not happy about, but my life is a lot happier now that I have slowly learned to love myself and learn that, I deserve happiness, and I deserve all the good things that I have in my life. So, and I just want everybody to know that you deserve those things. And the things that you don't like about yourself, that you feel like people will reject you for, that you won't get that connection that you want out of somebody, it's worth it. It's worth it to put it out there. I promise you that people have admiration for vulnerability because other people wish they could be that vulnerable themselves. And I just want everybody to know that you deserve all the happiness in the world that you create for yourself. I hope that this helps somebody. I hope that somebody asks a question or wants to know, where do I start? What do I need to do to get myself to a place of happiness and to loving myself? And I can't tell you that it's going to be easy, because it wasn't easy for me. And I'm still working on it. I have a lot to go. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish and a lot that I still need to, deal with. But life is great, and I want to thank my family and friends who supported me through everything. I couldn't ask for anything more. You are wonderful, and I love you all, and I hope that this helps somebody. So I guess that's all I have to say. Thank you.